Quick video on this Panasonic 13-inch color. It's a CTF-1359, and I'm just working on it here on a makeshift workbench here. I expected it to just turn on and start working. It was a trash pick, but anyway, what I've discovered so far is I plugged it in. I saw the lights blink a little, so it's drawing power, relay clicks, but no power, not drawing much watts, only about 13. It's supposed to draw like 60 or something. Anyway, I'm just going to do a quick video because I'm in the middle of it. What I discovered, the B plus fuse here was blown. I put another one in, of course it blows. The main fuse is okay. The regulator I think is good. That's a 130 volt regulator, so what I've gone ahead and done is I've found the horizontal output transistor here shorted. So I've disconnected it, and I'm going to power it up to see if the regulator is supplying the collector with the 130 volts, which I'm told, of course, it'll be higher, 165 or so. And we're going to see how that looks. Fingers crossed here. I did print the data sheet. I don't know offhand what this one is, but I did find in my stash a 2SD1849, and I'm going to probably stick this in there. It does have the damper diode in there. So this is a has a little higher voltage. It's a little more powerful, but it's fine. It's going to be a fine substitute. Okay, so again, I just have the I haven't even removed the transistor yet. I've touched up some poor solder connections around the flyback. Not so much the flyback, but not so much the horizontal drive transformer there, but oh, some of these resistors, the regulator itself, etc. So let's go to DC volts here and plug this thing in and see what it does. I don't have the watt meter attached or anything. I'm just going to make sure we're okay here. And hold off. Alright, so I'll attach the power here. Okay, and have my meter attached. Hit the power and see what we get. Oh, there we go, something there. That, yeah, it's, you hit the power, but to me it's still not. See, you hit every other click, you'll get something. Fuse is still good. According to this, the output is, I'm going to guess, between 3 and 4 here, common and output of the regulator. So there I am. Now let's try this again and see what we get. See, there we go, 139. 139. Think about this in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to take my lead, go over here to my collector, there we go. Okay, let's put a transistor in. Now a couple things. I just have a 1 amp fuse in there, so that may blow prematurely, and I've just tacked this in here just to see if it fires up, or it's just going to short out if the flyback is bad. And it's going to get very hot in short order. B, C, E. If it powers up, we'll shut it right down, because this is going to get hot and we'll heat sink it or something, or install it. I may have to extend the leads a little. Okay, but here goes nothing. There's our heat sink here, our screw here. It probably wouldn't hurt to throw that. I'm not even going there. Let's just see if it powers up. What do we get? Smoke, fire, flames. I'm almost thinking this power button is... Come on, baby. Hitting power. Takes us thing. Alright, beautiful. Let's lower that. Alright, it came on. We'll heat sink that. Makeshift heat sink. Still powered on here. The power button must be a little... Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Maybe it's our 1 amp fuse. Open. Let's try 1.5. Okay, 1.5 amp fuse installed. I would like to monitor the current, but if it doesn't go now, I don't know. I think the switches. Come on, baby. Oh. We had smokage over here. I tried to keep the camera rolling, but I was quickly trying to pull the power. I'm going to have to try this again, and we're going to have to watch, if we can, who's smoking. Was it the flyback? No. It stinks in here. I can't tell. Shorted capacitor? I really don't want to try this, but I have no choice. I did power it down while it was still smoking. Our fuse still good here? Yep. I don't want to do this too much. I'm gonna have smokage. There we go. It is the flyback. It's arcing. Arcing and smoking. Okay, so here's the deal here. I've removed the flyback and separated the core. And it's cracked. You can see right there. It's cracked all the way up. I'll have to look on the magnification, but it's cracked all the way up. All the way up here. It's cracked all the way up here, and it's hissing out of here. I don't know, maybe some carbon tracking. I don't know, but I'm going to seal all this up. I'm going to attempt to repair this. I've done it before. It's been years, but get this glue out of here. I'm going to patch this thing and throw it back in there. It did not blow the fuse. And it did not short out our transistor. So if you look carefully, there's actually two cracks like a flower going up. There's one there, and there's one there going all the way up to the top. And I don't have much room here with the ferrite for much glue. So I think what I'll do is I'll put this on the stove and let all the moisture get out of it, and then I'm going to glue it with some silicone, high temperature, high voltage. So this thing is riddled with cracks all up its casing. So I'm doing what the old timers taught me. You take your soldering iron before you glue it, and you run your soldering iron up and down the plastic, and I did down there, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm trying the flyback, preheating the flyback over the stove here to get any moisture out of it. It's a TLF14718F, which is available. What I'm going to try to do is try and fix ours. I have three products I dug out. I would like to use some GE clear silicone. I don't even know if GE makes clear silicone anymore, but I was thinking the gear oil RTV, but no, it doesn't have the smell I want. And I have this amazing Goop Automotive. It's for adhesing things, but it says do not use on polystyrene, this and that. And how the heck are you supposed to know what kind of plastic is what? Radios are polystyrene. I'm going to go with the Red Devil 100% silicone. It's white. It's for the house and bath, but it's 100% silicone, so that's what we'll do. Okay, we'll let that set up, and hopefully does the trick. Okay, well, I was waiting, I added this little doodad for a heat sink for now, and I cleaned up the holes. I have one trace I have to repair, so I was probably a little rough with it there. We'll fix that. Patched up. Okay, our flyback is back in, and I simply just tacked them. I still have to make that repair to that trace. I simply just tacked it in. So I just want to try it. I may end up taking this out again. I could check the CRT. So if I do invest in a flyback, which isn't very expensive for this, and they are available, like I said. I was going to get the high voltage probe and check for high voltage, but when I reattached the anode, I got a pretty good blue spark, so I know we had high voltage. I'd like to rely on hearing it prior, but I can't hear that high any longer, which is unfortunate. Anyway, yeah. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? Okay, I've repaired that trace. I just bridged some solder, but the correct way is to run a little piece of bus wire direct and not rely on solder for the connection. My transistor is still attached. I'm going to hit the power over here, and I'm going to watch for the smoke. There's the bubble. There's the smoke. Oh. Well, I wanted to see the CRT light up. That thing is just oozing out of there. Oh, transistor is quite hot. I hope it's not shorted. And I think we lost our fuse. Oh yeah. Oh, transistor's cool. Let's see it. Let's check our output transistor. Yeah, it's not shorted, but it's not reading correct either. It's got low ohms. It does usually on between two of the legs. I'm just familiar with that. I don't recall why, about 50 ohms, but the others are reading like 22, so yeah, he's had it. Okay, on to checking our CRT. It's an A34JCD30X, which I don't have a corresponding socket, so I'm using the handy adapter there, or dandy adapter. And CRT checks pretty good. A little life test here. Okay. They set cutoff. So the CRT is good. I want to order a flyback for it and a horizontal output transistor. Actually, I may be able to get one out of a stash from some other set. Line voltage here. Okay. Here we are. So back on the Panasonic here, didn't take long. We got a replacement flyback. And I'm going with the 2SD-1849 output because the eBay people are just crazy with the price for that original. Original was the 2SD-14, oh whatever it was. Some people trying to, yeah, the 1439, trying to get $20 a piece for them, for crying out loud. In the meantime, I scavenged a few chassis to get a transistor out of. And I would have used, this is a Toshiba with a VCR in it. I just took, this is a 2SD-2499. 2SD, is that what we're using? Okay. And, yeah, 2SD, so that would be fine. And I did start with a Funai over here, late model DVD combo unit, but the horizontal output is just this little dinky, I don't know if it's a multi-chip there or what, but there's really, or it's that one right there, there's really not much. I haven't checked into it. It's probably some number that isn't even listed anywhere, who knows, but this wasn't similar enough, too modern, probably runs though. I kept the yoke in the magnet assembly in case I want to play with it later. And also because of the brand likeness, I got this from 2000. This is a Panasonic with a Samsung CRT. This has a VCR in it, and well, for the heck of it, I plugged it in. It's no reason why it shouldn't work, and if I had a tape in here I could probably play it, but it does turn on. I was thinking if the CRT is weak, maybe the CRT would fit in the other one, but I'm not sure. And it just says, you know, no tape or something like that. But it runs. I would have to do some measurements, but this CRT is very, very similar in design. I'd have to, I say measure it and see, but I could always, if I wanted to see how this CRT looked, I could always back that TV up to this and do the back-to-back. May take the yoke off, I don't know, but I don't need to do that. I don't know if I would risk running this yoke on that chassis, although it probably would be okay, but if I wanted to try this tube on that set, I could just transfer the yoke and then over, etc. You get the idea. So anyway, our flyback is out. Our new one's ready to be installed here, and hopefully we didn't do too much damage blowing it up the other day. And I didn't go for the OEM. I went for the knockoff, no-name knockoff here. This is probably the newest TV I would want to repair. 1987 it says on the Sam's, but the set is 1984. This part here is probably 2005. So there we go. Let's pop it in and see how it does. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do, I was looking on the schematic, one of these 330 at 35 or these, this 10 at 250 I would do eventually. Alright, I'm going to clean these holes up here. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I'll just do a few caps in this area. Maybe I'll put the transistor in up top while the flyback is out, would be easier. This is a plastic transistor, so I don't need the mica. Well, the mica should still be there, but I don't see it. I believe it's in the parts bin. Oh, and I did get a comment about the regulator. Is to check the voltage. It may go up because we did stress it out a little bit, but it's at 140 and it was at 139 before, so give or take. The output transistor, it didn't test shorted, it tested low ohms. It didn't test correct. I might test this one just for comparison, but okay, my holes are cleaned up and we're ready for the new flyback. Okay, well, here's what I just wanted to show real quick. Between the base and collector on this one it's dead short. This is hard to do one-handed. This one's dead shorted. This one reads, the one that we stressed a little bit. This reads like 50 ohms or something. It doesn't read. I can't get the leads to go together here. Anyway, and then this one reads like a few mega ohms. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I've got you set up on a tripod, but I got glare and everything else. Here, you'll just have to take my word. So this goes BCE, so base to collector. Yeah, of course my hands are in the way. Base to collector on the, we know this one's shorted. Just to show you, I get 1 ohm. And the base to the collector on the one we drove a little hard, we'll say, reads 65 ohms. And the replacement, the new 1849, it reads infinity there. So that's good. And the base to the, this is what's tricky about these because they have the diode in them, the damper. The base to the emitter, is 26 ohms that way. Base to the emitter on this one, 31 ohms. So that junction's probably okay. Base to the emitter on the original, 1 ohm. So anyway, and these are the ferrite beads that they put on the collector and the emitter. There's nothing on the base. So the 1439, see what we were looking at here, the base to the collector, there, that junction there. Very low ohms on the one we ran hard, and maybe it's this resistor I'm reading here, base to emitter. Anyway, same thing on the other. This is the 2SD 1849. That's what we're putting in. Some quick specs: 1500, 5 amp, 3 amp, 1500, 700. Oh, they have a different spec here. The 700 on this one is listed elsewhere. They don't list it. Collector emitter voltage. VCEO 700. VCEO is here somewhere. VCEO. I don't see it. Okay. 7 volts, 20 amps, peak collector current, 20 amps, 10 amps on the older one, 20 on the 1849. So it's just a better transistor. Oh, what do you want to see? The frequency? This transition frequency, 0.5 megahertz. So 0.5 megahertz transition. The current gain HFE is 5 and 4.5. The original. No, HFE is here somewhere. 4. Yeah. Alright, so anyway, a little newer transistor, I'm going to guess. A little bit. I'm putting in the 1849 cheaper. I'm not buying the original too much. Okay, I may use the mica insulator here, just in case years from now when someone wants to put the original back in, they'll have the mica. Heat sink compound to it, even though it is plastic. What's funny, the new sets doesn't even have one on the... doesn't even have a heat sink for the output transistor. The Panasonic here is kind of surprised to see it just out in thin air like that. Not mounted to anything. That's it right there. Okay, a new transistor is in, and of course I knew I'd be chasing one of those ferrite beads through the chassis, which I did, and I've recovered. I think it was made to go through this heat sink. It's made in 2 styles, but they came up with this clamp to just hold it down. I did put the mica back with the little heat sink compound just for fun. We'll solder that up. momentarily. Next we'll take the flyback here and tack him in next. I must say, with the onset of these LED lights here, I still favor fluorescent, though. I like fluorescent lights. I kind of a vintage fluorescent kind of guy, I guess. But gone are the days while you're chasing screws or something, you drop in the chassis and you look and your service lamp, your 75 watt rough service bulb is gone, and put a melt dimple in the customer's cabinet. Like, that's never happened before. And you smell melting plastic, and your light bulb is melting the plastic cabinet. Okay, let's get this in here. Do this off camera just to be certain, and flip it over and tack it in from the bottom. It goes just like that. Okay, I do believe we're ready for testing here. I have my high voltage probe on the ready there. I have attached the focus lead, the screen, correct me if I'm wrong, screen service switch. I don't think I've bumped. I've set all the front panel controls to minimum. I seem to remember a channel indicator the first time around. The second time I don't recall seeing it. I've got the kilowatt going here, which really is a kilowatt because it has no back panel. I put a little insulator there, but that's the way I got it. Someone opened it up and tossed it, and so it really is a kilowatt. It wants to kill. I'll put it on watts. I'm going to plug in. It's drawing 3 already. 3 in standby. Standby. I just want to hear sound and no smoke. I hope this just goes, because I don't want to put any more time or effort into this. I just hope the computer over here is okay. 60 watts. $22. And we do have a channel number, but I don't see anything on the picture bulb. Alright, hold it. What's going on over here? Maybe the screen on the flyback, which is the bottom one. Power button's a little touchy. Oh, nice. Maybe we did hit that service switch. Got some snow. I've seen better looking vertical though. There's a vertical. Alright, let's get a signal on here. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to check my cable, but I'm getting snow. I'm connected. I've tried a couple different input cables. I'm still getting snow. I'm gonna check my, I don't know. If I drive it way up, I get something, but this isn't right. This isn't right. Looks good, but I don't know what this snow business is all about. Same thing up on channel 12, so I'm gonna get another cable. So I've tried another cable here. I know my tester is good. I don't know why this looks like it does. It is noise, some coming. Maybe it's this stupid light. Yeah, well, that helps. Something's still not right though. Getting some interference here. Let me move this around. Okay, seeing he's not cooperating, I'm going to try our TV in the box. I've got the generator hooked up, and we'll turn him on, even though I can't see anything. I should be able to hear something. I don't see anything but blue. Channel up, volume, channel. I don't know how I can change the channel on this thing. Oh, I can't see what channel that is. Oh, I should go get a remote. This is ridiculous. It's changing channels though. Oh, there we go. There's something. CRT looks nicer. The TV in a box is okay. Let's try and aim the camera down there. Yeah, so... Alright, let's see what's going on with this. I think there's something in the tuner. Something over here. This guy's just too snowy. You can see the difference in the CRT though between this one and the Samsung. Our controls are a little touchy here. Alright, there we go. Silly thing. I don't think it's going to do anything, but this is the AGC control right here. Seeing the service switch was out of position. No, AGC, no. Did the balun take a hit? This is a hot chassis, so I really don't want to play with this too much. I may use isolation transformer. I may just shove it into some UHF there to see what happens. I can do just video in if I care. I can take it here. Put it right into the... Let me try something here. So the tuner comes into here and comes out of the tuner and goes into here. There are some poor connections like right there. I don't know if I got that one, but there's a few cracked solders in this area. I'll check under here. The grounds look good. Look, that one's already off. I may lift the plate. I'm going to touch up some of these around here. There's definitely a bad one I just saw. Right there. S40. Right there is bad. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's cracked. Alright, let's touch some of this tuner business up over here. Okay, I've lifted the cover. The chip looks good for cracked solder, but the old timers used to tell me solder the tuner grounds, whether they're good, bad, solder them anyway. And these are cracked, so I'm just going to solder some grounds around the tuner. I don't see any major. I touched up a couple. I think I see another one over there. Yeah. Well, I think that gave us an acceptable improvement. Still a little snowy. I think I would like to still go in the tuner. I haven't soldered around the tuner. That was just the, I'll call it the synthesizer module, but not as clear as I like, but I'm running it. I've got lights on, and I still don't think it's as clear as the other one. Yeah, we're pretty good though. Let's go up. Actually, I'm driving it kind of hard there. Took a box up to it. I might tack around the tuner a little more. I think the grounds are helping. While we're on here, I laid a piece of wire where that loose trace was, so we won't have a problem there. I'm just going to touch up, even though they don't look bad, I'm going to touch up the grounds around the tuner here. I did touch up the AGC. I'll look around here a little bit. Could be something under here. Oh, I don't know. I'll just look around. Okay, I got just a little medicine dropper. I'm just going to wet this phenolic here with some contact cleaner. Let it drink it up. Oh, maybe drop one in the switch. I don't know. The switches are. I can get a little on the phenolic. But basically, just wet. I don't like, I've mentioned before, I don't like spraying all over inside the machine, because then it gets everywhere you don't want it to get. Well, I don't know if it's my test setup here or what, but I'm going to leave it at this for now. I'm going to play it a little bit in the regular box and see how we do. Okay, even though I can't receive a signal on this, I want to show you what's going on. And I got some feedback in the comments. This TV is still not right with the new flyback. You can see these squiggly business going on, and it's even interfering with the reception of the converter box. So there's noise in here, and someone suggested to get some focus. Make sure the flyback here isn't arcing. The new flyback isn't arcing internally. So they wanted me to check the drive signal here. So I'm on the base of the horizontal drive that drives the, I'll call it the oscillator transformer, into the output. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Now again, I very rarely broke out the scope in my shop. When he broke out the scope, it was like, oh boy. You know, he had the scope, but he very, very, very rarely brought it out. So what am I looking for here? I'm not certain myself. Bring the intensity down a little because the camera's really showing. So is it this I'm looking at? This jitter, is that a problem? Let me turn some lights off here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll show you what I don't like though. Is this what I'm looking for? This hash here? It doesn't. Well, it shows a little bit of hash here. Shows a little bit of noise here, but nothing on the top part of the wave. Yeah, I'd say that looks. To me, that looks okay. My scope's a little off. 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'm in the ballpark. It's supposed to be 0.6. Maybe I'll go over here to the the collector. The collector is right here on the input to the transformer. I'm no expert, but that looks okay to me. Look at my scale illumination. I don't like the scale illumination, sorry. Alright, that's what we're supposed to see, is a little hook thing there. Let's say that looks pretty normal. Show you what I don't like, and I'm just going by visuals alone, is, you know, we've smoked this thing, and these two discs here, I was looking at them earlier on the magnification, they're all shiny, and I just don't like the looks of those two discs right there. Those discs are right here, C561, which they have varying, maybe for the width, I don't know why they have varying values there, and 562. 0.0022 at 2000, 0.0015, 0.00112. This must be critical for something, so I'm going to see what I can find. I want to replace those, just as a safe measure, in this C563, which are 561, 562, which are 561 is here, right off the emitter. Or is that the collector? Sorry. Right off the collector of the output transistor. 561, and 562 is right here. With this weird, with the diode going both ways, cut this way, dot dot dot. I know that means something in Sam's language here. Some of you can chime in if you like, but 562. I don't like this one, and I just don't like it, and we're having problems here with some high frequency jitter. We were smoking this transistor, actually shorting this twice now, and smoking this transformer. And I also am suspect, just as safe measure, these caps on the secondary side over here. One at 247, the one that supplies the screen here especially, I've had trouble with, I believe, in the past. Maybe this one at 200, there's a 10 at 300 around here somewhere. Yeah, this 330, that's only a 10 volt source, 11 volt source. This 330, 85 volts. This one, right, 10 at 250, that's the one I'd like to change to. It's really acting up there, you can see, it's just this noisy hash. I wanted to mention also, I have the set plugged into the isolation transformer, and I did have to unplug the degausser, which is the green and blue down there connector, so the degausser wouldn't kick in because it was blowing my little 2 amp fuse there. Okay, so we're good without the degausser. That's another point I just was going to make. So I believe where we're going with this is there's something happening after, either in the flyback, like they said, or after. So after the output transistor. So that, again, that supports my theory of these caps in this area here. Just a guess. It's picking up that noise someplace. Or the yoke, but the yoke should be fine. Okay. There are some caps off of our regulator. There's our regulator. And yeah, I'm not looking at those quite yet. You can even hear, it's like an arc, you can even hear it in the sound. That's an arc somewhere. I just played with the CRT socket, checked the focus and whatnot, and moved the ground on the picture tube, and it's better, but it's still not right. There's something going on. Something is up with this screen control, because if I turn the screen, you can hear it arcing. It's like it's noisy. Whatever it is, I'm still chasing it. Another thing I noticed on this, playing with this brightness control and this Panabright's like contrast, but the brightness control, if you crank it, it actually goes down. You go down and then up. It does vary it, but that's fully cranked, so the brightness is kind of wonky. I'll look into that too. I think the commenter is right. This screen control, it just doesn't work right. I can't lower it, and it like just, it's not working right, because you put it in service mode and I can't even get it down enough. It was down, and then you can't get it to, to work properly. I'm going to try another flyback, I think. So here we are back on our Panasonic. I didn't want to over troubleshoot, but I changed a few capacitors around the flyback that A, didn't look so healthy, and B, I don't know, they were in the circuit path more or less, but and an electrolytic on this end here, and maybe one other one. No, I think that's about it. Anyway, on the suggestion from a viewer, I'm going to go ahead and I've ordered another flyback. We'll call this one a white box special, and this one we'll call just the it's a different vendor, a different brand. Came in a brown box, but it's a different manufacturer, so we'll give this one a try. And now we're trying to see whether or not actually it is the new part that's bad. If there's anything worse than taking a flyback out once, it's taking one out twice. And these things, personally, I dislike them very much. There's such a chance when you're going to cut this that you can nick your brand new high voltage lead. I'll use an X-Acto and I will undo the fastener part of it. Twist ties are fine. These things I don't like. Okay, I've tacked this one in, not fully yet, but I will. If I still have an arcing problem, I will check around these rivets. Number 10, which one here? Number 3 may have been spinning in place. No, it's number 10 right here, like I said. The rivet is spinning. I'd want to be able to check that connection. So I don't know if it goes to the yoke. Oh, it goes to the screen of the tube, I believe. Alright, I've disconnected. I've double checked everything. I've disconnected the degausser because I'm on the isolation transformer, and with the degausser attached, it overloads the fuse there at 1.5 amps. Anyway, as the saying goes, now for the smoke test. I should put the watt meter on it, but just see what happens here. Actually, we should put it on the watt meter, but contact there. I don't know where the screen is set. Alright, well, it's on. Let's get a signal in here. It looks a little different too. Let me adjust the we'll bring our screen up. This is it's already operating different. I was always told to adjust focus on snow. Let's get a signal. Well, folks, there you have it. The white box flyback versus the brown box flyback. It was the flyback. The new flyback. So as I was told in training many years ago, what happens when shut that off. What happens when your new part doesn't work? You put a new part in and it doesn't work. Change the new part.
For more on that, head to NBC10Boston.com. You can download our free fueled her over claims of Native American ancestry, calling her.
The arraignment starts at 11 o'clock morning.
Also in 7, businesses in the Merrimack Valley.